Steele. From A to Z, surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go! Oh, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, Cowboys Nation. What y'all cooking today? We're going to talk about that when y'all call in. I want to know what y'all cooking today. Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live. I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's Thanksgiving Eve, and I'm excited because a lot of people are going to be traveling, a lot of family coming to see each other. It's the time of thanks, right? It's the time of giving, right? And I'm excited. I'm excited for this holiday. I'm excited for the Dallas Cowboys to go up against these Raiders. Tomorrow afternoon. Today we'll put the final touches on that matchup. We'll talk about the Oakland Raiders. I keep saying Oakland. The Las Vegas Raiders offense against the Cowboys defense. And we got some more good news coming up in the roundup. And I want to talk to you guys about our final thoughts. So call in. Make sure y'all call in. Let me put the phone line up here. 351-999-3787. And let's put the final touches on this Raiders game that we have coming up tomorrow. All right, let's do that. First in order. Gotta shout out folks in the building already, man. Mac Woodward, Calvin Jefferson, Frankie Franchise. He says, can we rewind Sky that we're thankful for this Thanksgiving for all he does for us in Cowboys Nation? Oh, man, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I really do, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all, and I'm thankful for you guys for being here. And already we got the phone lines about to pop off. Hold on there a second for a minute fresh. I'll get to you in a quick second. TC915, Stevie Mac, the My God, KD, Adam Robbins, Diamond, AJ, Adrian, Michelle, my lady. She's someone bring us some mac and cheese. Diamond, Nisi, Joe Lethal, JoJo. What else we got in here? Iceberg Q, Alpha, Mason, Mackenzie, two-time. I like that one. DeRyan, Brandon C, Stage, the CFZ. I haven't seen you in a while, CFZ. Welcome, brother. Welcome. And over on the Facebook side, my good brother CJ Richards in the building, Tim Garcia, Peter Rizzo, and the many more coming through. Oscar Sullivan as well is in the building. Keep on coming through, y'all. Keep on coming through. We're going to be, I don't know if this show is going to be a long show today because if I'm not mistaken, I believe Thanksgiving Eve is the most traveled holiday of the year, correct? A lot of people going to see family and friends, so we're going to do the roundup. I'll chat with you guys through the chat box. I'll chat with you guys through the phones, and we'll go through the matchups to watch here from the Raiders offense, and we'll wrap it up. So it shouldn't be long unless we get, obviously, the phone lines are lit, but I don't want to hold you guys from the family and friends. I understand that this is that time of the year, that season, where a lot of traveling is going to be going down. So we'll get right into it. Someone said no Okoye today. No. Again, family, friends coming in, so we weren't able to match it up this week, which understandable. So we'll revisit next week against the Saints. So we'll be back. We'll have Okoye Wednesdays or Okoye Thursday. I don't know which one. I'll be Wednesday because we played Thursday. And we'll be back in the saddle. So no, don't fret. Don't fret. Everything's good over here. We're just going to postpone it until next week, y'all. We'll postpone it to next week. What's up, Roy, on Facebook? What's going on, Reynolds? My boy, the Cowboys Network, a.k.a. Sosa, in the building. See, Sosa must be off because of the holidays. Sosa can't ever catch the morning shows anymore because of work, which is understandable. But with the holidays, man, we finally got my guy Sosa in the building. If y'all don't know who Sosa is, man, a lot of what y'all see he puts together here. We both piece things together, but one of the best creators on IG that there is. I highly recommend y'all follow him on Instagram at the Cowboys Network. He is one half of what was the Dallas Cowboys Network here on YouTube, where we were exploding and we decided to expand our horizons and try to take that next step within our brands or what have you. So shout out to my guy Sosa, man. That's my good brother. But all right, man. CJ said, what you doing for Thanksgiving? I'll rap to you on Facebook. I have something pretty cool, CJ, happening for Thanksgiving here in Dallas. I won't be going back, obviously, because I'll be working the game tomorrow, by the way. Make sure y'all come through to Game Day Live if you're not doing anything for Thanksgiving and you're in the area, or at least pop us on pregame show for Thanksgiving. It's going to be nuts over there in AT&T Stadium, so we'll still have that atmosphere, me and Jesse Hiley, so make sure y'all check that out. And Sosa said, yeah, he's off. I figured, bro. I figured. But, hey, listen, the roundup, we had some good news, so I want to get into the roundup, and then y'all got to listen to Micah Parsons, man. Micah Parsons, y'all know me. I'm biased, whatever you want to call it, from the same hometown, know his family, know him. I just think he's just a special talent, a special player, a special person, and a generational talent. And we're going to be thankful that it fell the way it fell, I think, when it's all said and done. But we'll listen to what Micah had to say about being a Dallas Cowboy in a few minutes. But let's get into the roundup, y'all.
Looking at my Gucci, it's about that time.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time!
Time. It's time.
It is time for...
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Yes, indeed. The morning roundup presented by Texas Family Fitness, a solution for your fitness goals. And today, all the way through November 30th, actually, you can sign up with their Black Friday savings event where you can put down $0 for enrollment. So don't wait until the new year to get started on a fitness routine. Start accomplishing your fitness goals today at the best gym in the DFW area. As I always say, if you want to check it out, visit any of the 9 locations in DFW or TexasFamilyFitness.com. All right, first up on the docket in the roundup, good news. It's just good news after good news. Tyron Smith is officially back. Full practice yesterday. They'll likely do a light walkthrough today. He should be good to go. And barring some unforeseen craziness that happens today, Tyron Smith will be starting. He's back. I had to do that because this offensive line has not been the same without Tyron Smith. And we know that. We know that for years now. We keep on trying to put our finger on the problem up front. Hey, left guard, right? It's Tyron Smith. Everything goes as he goes up front, and I think we should just be we should close the door on that thought, that debate. So he'll be back. Hopefully he'll be back for the long haul, and it's not anything that'll pop back up and he's gone by halftime or anything like that. So the expected lineup is supposed to be Tyron Smith, Connor McGovern, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, and Lyle Collins. Still not the 5 they intended coming into the season. May not be the 5 that they finished with, depending on the performances of McGovern and Lyle Collins. So let's keep our eyes on that. But I am excited to get Tyron Smith back. I think if he's playing, I feel like this offense is going to be explosive tomorrow. But maybe a lot of that has to do with CD Lamb playing tomorrow too. Again, I'm not going to let my fandom overtake me like it did last week. I kind of got caught up in the heavyweight bout between Dak and Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and the Cowboys, potential Super Bowl. Not doing that no more. If CD Lamb does not play, makes things a lot tougher. Okay? No CD Lamb, no Amari Cooper. That's going to be tough. But according to Brianna Dix and her sources, Lamb will practice today, and his workout will determine his availability for Thursday versus the Raiders. My gut feeling, guys, if he's practicing today, I think he's playing tomorrow. Now, someone comes out of a game with a concussion at halftime, and plays on Thursday? Not gonna lie to you, that's a bit of a shocker to me. I don't know about y'all. I'm surprised, but I hope for his health's sake. I don't care about football. I hope for his health's sake, he's actually good to go. And he's not trying to rush this back, because what we know about concussions now, you shouldn't be rushing these things back. So I'm going to say that. And Micah Parsons. They asked Micah Parsons about a rookie wall, and his quote was just, this dude has the most inspiring quotes for a football player, right? Like, he's not even really trying to inspire others, just himself. He said, people always talk about the rookie wall, but I just keep climbing and climbing because I'm excited to see what's on the other side of the wall. You know how many times I've heard people talk about the rookie wall? I've never heard it explained in that manner. This kid is much brighter and sharper than I think a lot of people gave him credit for coming out of college. And if you've been following me or this channel during the draft process, I was trying to hammer that home because of what I knew about him. But I get it. You know, there was things being said. The media is a very powerful tool, and they did what they did. I'm not sure if that played a factor in Micah falling to the Dallas Cowboys. He seems to think it may have. He seems to think, not necessarily the media, but his circumstances, COVID and things like that, not playing in 2020, all that played a factor in him being here with the Dallas Cowboys. And if you listen to any of his interviews, you can tell how much he loves playing the game, how much he loves being a Dallas Cowboy. And I want you guys to listen to him. Just listen to one of his sound bites yesterday during his interviews. It's just, the dude loves being here, and as a Cowboy fan, you should be excited for that. Check it out.
You know, I'm extremely grateful, and, you know, the guys who say every day I'm kind of like walking around with a smile, and like, you know, I'm open up. Every day I give Coach George a hug. I say, you need a smile on your face too, brother. Like, that's like they kind of make fun of me. They try to say he's my dad, but like, that's like, I would say he's like an uncle to me, you know what I mean? And I just really, I love like what we have here, and like that I'm here, because this is like where I wanted to be. And I want, you know, people say, well, what if he would have played his college season? Well, man, maybe I wouldn't have been here. So, you know, I don't look back on anything. I'm just so honored and blessed to represent the Star and have an opportunity to be a Star here. And it just really mean a lot. And to Coach Q, who sat me down, and Rob, who sat me down early on when I first got here, they said, yeah, like, we always knew you're the best defender, but you got to show it. Yeah, we did want corners, but you got to show why we drafted you. So I kind of always hold that chip on my shoulder, like, yeah, like, I'm the guy that you wanted. Like, I want to be the best player that you guys had here, and I just want to continue to show it and show them why.
I'm sorry, Micah. Have you played on Thanksgiving?
No, I never played on Thanksgiving.
How do you feel about it?
I feel good. I'm kind of preaching to the guys. It's like, somebody got to get 3 interceptions or 3 sacks or whatever, how it gets done, to hit a turkey dance, because I think of bowling. And I was like, and make sure you say Happy Thanksgiving after. So I'm kind of hoping somebody gets it done. Hopefully it's me. Hopefully it's one of the other guys, or Trey, however it's done. But I want somebody to hit the turkey dance.
He said, I want somebody to hit the turkey dance. He said bowling. If you guys don't know, Micah loves bowling. Like, his dude is competitive. Y'all know he's competitive with everything. Doesn't matter. Checkers, chess, bowling, but he loves bowling. And a lot of the times he comes back home and he does bowling things. It was an idea a lot of people threw out that he should do some type of charity bowling event back in Harrisburg, or just in general. He's in Dallas now, and I think he said he was looking into that too. So Micah Parsons, man, just listen to what he's saying. And we all knew, right? It all came out that the Cowboys were targeting the cornerbacks. And finally, I mean, it's not like it's any secret, but Jerry came out and said it like, hey, listen, you know, we wanted a cornerback. And I looked at everybody in that room and said, now, listen here. You know, he does this, right? I hate when old people do that. I ain't gonna lie to you. But nah, seriously, he looked around the room and said, I don't want to draft this guy if he's going to be just an off-ball linebacker. I kept telling people all draft season, stop boxing this man into one position. So he looked around and he said, but can he rush the passer? And everybody said yes. And they went ahead with the pick. So I think we're going to hear about that story in more detail later on in this year. It's kind of similar to the DeMarcus Ware story and Sean Merriman, all those cool draft stories. I think we'll hear that as his career progresses, because I'm telling you, man, this kid is special. I think he's showing it, and I'm excited to see him paired up with some of these other guys like DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory. I do think when you get this defense back healthy with that player behind you, who I think is in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, you have a chance to win a Super Bowl with this defense. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Kevin said, what is an off-ball linebacker? So he essentially said an inside linebacker. An off-ball linebacker is a prototypical inside linebacker or even a will linebacker, a guy who's not on the line of scrimmage, or a 3-4 outside guy that's rushing the passer, Kevin. So he doesn't want essentially a Sean Lee. I mean, when I say Sean Lee, don't think of Sean Lee like you think of Sean Lee. Think of Sean Lee's position. You're not going to rush Sean Lee. You're not going to put him as a 3-4 outside linebacker. He's a prototypical off-ball guy. So that's what Jerry was saying. I don't want to take an off-ball guy or inside linebacker with that 11th pick or 10th pick or whatever. They wanted a guy who was versatile. It was clear as day that Micah Parsons was that versatile. Thank you, Tom Downey, with the Tom Downey burner account. I got to make sure I say that because I don't want people thinking Tom's in here if he's not.
Super chat.
It says, Mr. Steele, have a great Thanksgiving with your family. Thank you, Tom, and you as well. All right, so before we get into, we got a Jason Renfro in here. Jason Renfro, are you related to the other Renfro that we're going to be playing tomorrow? Before we get into the matchups, I want to go hit the phone lines since we got a couple people waiting, but after that we'll get into the Cowboys defense versus the Raiders offense, and there's some good juicy matchups in this game, man. My guy Fresh Fade was the first one waiting, man. What's up, Fresh, man? And happy early Thanksgiving.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, man. Same thing to you, bro.
Thank you, man.
Man, this is going to be a tough game. This is going to be a really, really, really tough game. I think tougher than a lot of people think. When I go back and I look at just some of the highlights and some of the statistics from Derek Carr and that offense and what they've been doing.
They were special at the beginning of the year.
It's going to be. They've been special, man. This is a game. I know the last time, not with Kelsey, but with we got who Jordan Lewis was covering as far as the tight end goes. I'm not sure how we're going to deploy on him, on Darren Waller. What I was thinking was, since Bossman Fad is coming back for this game, is, sort of putting him on the outside, putting, of course, AB on the outside, and, putting Diggs more so in the middle of the field. Because it seems like, from watching, just the recent weeks, that Derek Carr, he mainly likes to attack the middle of the field. I feel like that's sort of an area where we really need to be really sound in. I'd rather him throw it on the outside. I don't really trust his outside guys besides, Deshaun Jackson, who could pretty much burn us.
We'll talk about that when I get to the breakdown. Deshaun Jackson hasn't been getting targeted. I don't even know how much he's playing, but it's strange. He literally has 0 targets, so he's kind of an afterthought for whatever reason.
Well, but I'm sure he's in the meeting rooms right now, like, hey, this is the Cowboys. Like, I do this against the Cowboys.
Right.
So, I have a feeling that, we're going to see a shot or two to Deshaun Jackson this game, man. And, as far as, other things regarding, like, their offense against our defense, like, how do you feel about – I like Micah Parsons at the end, you know what I mean, to get some pressure on the quarterback. But how do you feel about, in spots, putting him at sort of linebacker to help cover those over-the-middle throws to Waller? Because, Derek Carr likes to do that play action, throw it over the middle. What do you think about that?
We'll definitely get into Waller. He's going to be a problem. So
yeah,
each week the conversation becomes, how do you deploy Micah, right? Because Micah is an elite. Let's not make a mistake about it. He's an elite linebacker and an elite pass rusher. He's your best linebacker and your best pass rusher, right? So what do you do week to week? this week, and I'll get into it. This is another one of those games. Kind of reminds me of the Falcons game, where I came in and I'm like, I'm not really overly concerned about their run game. Different than last week. Last week, remember, we talked about how the Chiefs, they don't want to run the ball really. They run the ball to keep you honest. They run the ball out of these spreads. They run the ball east-west motion stuff to create space, and they're productive in it, right? They average 4.5 yards per carry, so it wasn't like they were not productive. The Raiders are just not a productive run team, and they're not a good run team, and they don't really want to run the ball. So I don't fear them as much. It reminds me of the Falcons game. And if you recall, initially going into the Chiefs game, I'm like, I kind of want to see Micah at the linebacker position and come down and rush the passer. Well, they did the right thing. They said, you're going to rush the passer, and he was a beast.
Yeah.
This game, I think, Fresh, I'm kind of leaning towards that again because I feel like the engine of the Raiders offense is Derek Carr in that passing game, and the only way to disrupt it is to get to Derek Carr. And I'll show the stats later, he's not very good when you pressure him. So I'm leaning towards putting Micah on that edge again, y'all, and letting him just tee off on Derek Carr.
Gotcha. What do you think about sending some heat at him? Like, what do you think about that as far as just sending blitzes as opposed to just sending four? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I have in my notes here, I'm looking for Dan Quinn to kind of reach in his bag a little bit and send some unique blitzes or some pressure to him. Last week, he couldn't do that against that quarterback and that team for obvious reasons because of the weapons. This week, without a burner, remember Henry Ruggs, rest in peace to the victims of that terrible situation. He's no longer on the team, and if you go watch how they're playing now, teams can blitz Carr more because they don't have the fear of Henry Ruggs beating you deep. And with all due respect to Waller and Renfro and Brian Edwards, who we'll get into, those guys are going to take time to get open unless you just literally let Darren Wall run free, which the Bengals did that far too often. So I'm coming to get him. Yeah.
I got you. All right, man. That's all I have, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Everybody else in the chat, man. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all too. And man, hopefully we get this dub tomorrow. I'm predicting the score 34-21.
All right, man.
Cowboys.
Appreciate you calling as always, Fresh, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Yep. All right, man. You too. All right, bye.
So I see in the chat already, it said, you guys aren't talking about Jacobs. That's not true. I'll bring up some of their weapons here. Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfro. Listen, Josh Jacobs is a good running back. There's no doubt about it. But they're not a good running team. Feel me? Like Jacobs on the Cowboys, it might fare him a little bit more. Jacobs on the Raiders, It's like when the Cowboys were playing the Giants. Listen, Barkley's a beast. He's on the Giants, though. I'm not really scared of him. Not really scared of him. So, if they were to ever focus on running the ball, or they had the line to do it or the scheme to do it, sure. But Josh Jacobs has been pedestrian this year due to the team he's on. It is what it is. And then as for Deshaun Jackson, because somebody said they do have Deshaun Jackson now, that's correct. But Deshaun Jackson has 0 targets over the last 2 weeks. And I believe 0 targets over the last 2 weeks. Or last week he had 0 targets. And didn't he have this weird play against the Chiefs? I don't know what that was about. But it seems he's kind of an afterthought in this offense so far. So, he is somebody you got to think about. But he's not Henry Ruggs was featured. Feel me? Henry Ruggs was featured in their offense, and Deshaun Jackson is an afterthought in their offense. So I don't want to break it all down because I do have it, compartmentalized, and I want to get to all of this. But as you'll see when we're breaking all of this down, they feature their tight end a lot. So we'll talk about that. So one more call and we'll get into it. We got Bro on the phone, 510. What's up, man?
Good morning, Skywalker. It's Bro G31.
What's up, Bro G?
Man, I'm gonna have to push back a little bit this morning. Skywalker, man, you sound unconcerned about these Raiders. These Raiders, they're 5-5. They're a good team.
My bad if I come off as unconcerned. I don't know where. I'm just answering the questions from fresh. But I don't listen. What the Denver Broncos game taught me, you worry yourself about everybody. And when I say worry yourself, I mean you respect your opponents going into every game. So don't get it twisted. Once I get to the breakdown, you'll realize what I'm saying.
Oh, man. you sound like we were talking about the Broncos in Atlanta, and every time.
The Broncos and the Raiders aren't that much of a different of a team, in my opinion.
Man, but they smashed the Broncos in Denver. So, and the thing with Deshaun Jackson, he was one of those mid-season trades. So this is maybe his fourth week with the team. He started with LA. So maybe that was the reason why he wasn't so much involved in the offense, because he had time to, needs time to learn the offense. And that wasn't the play we're talking about with Kansas City. Yeah, he got loose, and I don't know what happened. He tried to do a little fake, and they came behind him and they popped the ball off. And he was pretty much on his way to the end zone, so he's still a threat. If he's got to learn that the end zone, especially how he did us in Philadelphia. If anyone watched that film, especially they got Kenyon Drake also that's backing up Josh Jacobs there that had ripped us last year when he was on the Cardinals, and they're very, very. We can't sleep on this Raiders offense. Derek Carr was a.
I think you're mistaking me answering the caller's questions with. I have an entire rundown of everything I'm going to get to with the. I haven't even broken their offense down yet, and so I think you're mistaking me for dismissing this Raiders offense. I'm going to get into all that.
From my perspective, Raiders, we really got to be on our P's and Q's. Derek Carr was beginning of the year, first month was up there in an MVP candidate. I think he actually led the league in passing for a while there. And Renfro, that's his favorite target on third downs. He's kind of almost like their Cooper Kupp almost. Yeah, man. And with Micah Parsons, man, that dude's gonna be. We need to make a whole another category. They got All Pro and man, this dude needs to be all world. They need a whole nother category for this guy. He needs to be all world. And for me, I think we got to play him in both spots. In the beginning, I think we got to play him in that middle. Because if I'm a coach looking at NFL, I'm running on the Cowboys, and I'm running right up the middle. Because so far, we haven't stopped no one coming up the middle on us. And the only reason why teams get away from it because we get up early on them, or go ahead, Sky.
No, somebody, Adrian, was talking about you compared Renfro to Cooper Kupp, and I totally disagree. But
not at all. Just on third downs, that's a third down guy. Yeah. He's not as good as Cooper Kupp, but hey, he's an unsuspecting player. If you see him outside pass, he doesn't even look like a football player. But man, he's a wily.
He's
about that guy.
He's my weapon to like you didn't let me get to the breakdown. You breaking it down, so I'm gonna let you go ahead. Go ahead, break it down, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I won't believe it. But as far as Micah, I think we should start him off, man. Start him off at middle linebacker, and if he gets third and longs, then we move him to the outside to get after the Carr. Kind of want to talk about the coach, but you know what? I think I'll wait till after the Saints game talk about McCarthy. I think he's doing a good job, but just a couple little miscues we have there, and it seems like we have at the end of the halves there. But that's it, man. I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and let's not get away from the fact, it's football and family, but family first. We're in these tumultuous times with the COVID, and football's been able to get our minds off of it, not just with the COVID, but we got some injustice going on in this country and all over the world. Everyone just pray for each other, pray for our country, especially when it comes to people being team fans. When we see each other with our Cowboys gear on, we don't see color, we don't see ethnic background. You see someone with the Cowboys jersey, and everyone's all family. And when we take those jerseys off, let's continue to see everyone that way. And that's all we know. So I'll be on the same human team race. And I just want to say, God bless you. One star, one Lord. I love Jesus. Jesus loves you. And I'm out. Scott Walker Steele.
Appreciate you, bro, Jay. Thank you, brother. For the good words, man. Yeah, let me get into the breakdown, because I don't listen. Let me just get into the breakdown. And we'll go ahead and we'll get back to the phone lines. We got on the line waiting. So first off, let me say this. You respect every opponent. How many times have I said that on this show, right? You don't go into any of these games. This is the NFL. No team is as bad as you think. No team is as good as you think, especially this year. There's a lot of gray area, and the Raiders are the perfect example of gray area. They started off very hot, and I'm going to bring context to a lot of this. They started off very hot. Derek Carr was in the MVP running. Derek Carr, and if you look at my notes here, I say, of all those capable quarterbacks that I talked about early in the season, right? Because Derek Carr is not in that elite category, not to me. I mean, I've seen Keyshawn Johnson state that, but he's in that Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan tier, all those capable quarterbacks that I talked about. He's probably the best of that bunch. I mean, physically, he's probably the best of that bunch, but you can get to him. I mean, Bro G sounded a little bit. Listen, we're going to show respect to the offense, but Bro G, you're making it seem like this offense is the Chiefs' offense of yesteryear. Slow down. They're 18th in points scored right now, 10th in yards. And again, at the beginning of the year, they were doing a lot of things, right? But what do we often say on this channel? What do we often say on this channel?
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
It's not. It's not. They were crushing it at the beginning of the year. But 4 of their last six games, I'm going to tell you what their points are. 9, 16, 14, and 13. There is a clear issue since you fired your head coach, since Henry Ruggs left. There is a clear issue going on in that Raiders offense. Now, there's individual players that we'll get to, but as a collective, something's not clicking, and you just don't want it to click on you. You hope they continue to go down that bad path in regards to their offense tomorrow. But I just wanted to point that out. And I also wanted to point this out, too. They're notoriously a slow starting team. Going into week 11, they had been outscored by 31 points in the first quarter. 31 points. The Cowboys are top 10, I believe, in points scored in the first quarter, whereas the Raiders are in the bottom third of the league. And one thing we know about the Dallas Cowboys is if they get a lead on you, it can just be one touchdown. They play differently. So I just want to point that out overall about their offense before we get into breaking the players down individually. So let's go ahead and do that as we speak. Now, we brought up Derek Carr. And from what I could tell in the Bengals game, Derek Carr really wasn't very much interested in going through a ton of his progressions. If he saw a slither of opportunity to get the ball to Darren Waller, he was getting the ball to Darren Waller. And if you don't know who Darren Waller is, we'll get to Darren Waller. He's one of, if not the best tight end in the league. When they needed a third down conversion, though, they look at anything third medium, third and short. They're going to look for Hunter Renfrow. He is that slot demon guy, a very physical slot receiver, if you really think about it. And we'll talk about both of those weapons. And I said this on Twitter. Jordan Lewis is going to have his hands full with Hunter Renfrow because he reminds me of Cole Beasley in his precision. So that's going to be a matchup to watch. But like most quarterbacks, pressure affects Carr drastically. And from what I noticed quickly, let me bring up these pressure stats here, man. When I look at this, and then when I watch the game, now I've only watched 2 games, and I really focused on that Bengals game because I have a lot of time this week. It's clear as day, you got to get pressure on Derek Carr, right? 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions when he's pressured, and 6 interceptions when he's blitzed. When he's kept clean, obviously the numbers show it well, but he just looks different. And most quarterbacks will, but Derek Carr can dice you up with precision when he's kept clean. Now, Henry Ruggs is no longer on the team, and we talked about that, and Deshaun Jackson is their burner that's left. They haven't really featured him just yet. Maybe this is the game to do it. But what I mean is, and we talked about it with the caller, I think I would come after Derek Carr. I would come after Derek Carr because a lot of his receivers just aren't burners besides Deshaun Jackson. So that means it's going to take a while to get a deep shot, and if you don't give him enough time, you can get to him. Now I will say this: I watched the the Bengals game, they seem to play a lot of too high and soft coverage on Darren Waller. They let Darren Waller get off the line of scrimmage with ease, sometimes not touched at all. And I just don't think you can do that consistently. That's dangerous, and that's why he had 7 receptions for 116 yards in that game. Now, let's talk about that run game. And he's right. He brought up Kenyon Drake. He's also in my notes here. But before I get to Kenyon Drake, like I talked about, this team just doesn't really want to run the ball, y'all. They run the ball the 4th least in the NFL, and that's with a good back in Josh Jacobs, who's a tough downhill runner, a good running back. There's no doubt about that. I don't want to disrespect Josh Jacobs or Kenyon Drake for that matter, who has been their most effective runner and passer in the small opportunities that he's got. He averages 10 yards per reception on 26 receptions. So they've got talented backs. They just don't feature them much at all. So if you can get them off script, right, those slow starts they're notorious for, I think they'll kind of go away from that and put the ball in Derek Carr's hands. If they do stay on script, Kenyon Drake could be a weapon. He can be a weapon out the backfield. He'll be a problem for the linebackers. And if you put Micah Parsons on the edge, that's kind of the catch-22 you have. We talk about it a lot. Micah Parsons is your best edge. He's your best linebacker. One of those two positions have to give. I'm still, though, of the idea, let him go get Derek Carr. More than not, put it that way. Even if he's at linebacker, blitz his ass. Now let's get to that passing game. They passed the ball the 6th most in the league. 64% of their offense is through the air. Told you they don't really like to run the ball. I don't know why. And they get a lot of guys involved. A lot of guys get involved in this team. It's not just Waller or Renfro. Brian Edwards is a very sneaky option as well. And then Foster Monroe, the other tight end, gets involved in the red zone. But make no mistake about it, Darren Waller is the guy on that offense. 79 targets, leads the team, 51 receptions, over 600 yards and 2 tutties. I think Darren Waller may be the most physically imposing tight end in the NFL. He's 6'6", 255 pounds. He might not be the burner of a Kyle Pitts, but my goodness, man, he's just as good. I mean, Kyle Pitts is young, so I think this matchup with Darren Waller might be the toughest matchup tight end wise that we would have faced. And that's no offense to Kelsey. Kelsey is a beast too. But I urge you guys to go check out Darren Waller. He's just every bit as good as Kelsey. He just don't got Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball. And they're going to move him around. They're going to move Darren Waller around like they do Kyle Pitts. Okay, they're going to get him the ball in many different ways. He's going to line up split outside as a receiver, in tight as a tight end, in the slot. They're going to do a lot of things to get him the ball, so the Cowboys have to be ready for that, because what this guy basically is a tight end with wide receiver skills and a power forward's body. Okay? One of the most ridiculous catch radiuses in the NFL. And as a caller talked about with Hunter Renfro, he's basically their Cole Beasley. He's their slot demon, their third down guy. If it's third and medium, third and short, that's who they're going to look to go to. Very quick, very precise, and very physical at the catch point for a little slot guy. He's right up there with Darren Waller with targets. 73 targets, 56 receptions, 500 yards, and 4 tutties. He's going to be a factor in their offense. Going to be a factor. I do like the matchup with Jordan Lewis in the slot. I think Lewis can get busy with him, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And finally, their sneaky weapon. It's not Deshaun Jackson. It's not D-Jackson. It's Brian Edwards. Brian Edwards has a ridiculous 20 yards per reception average this year on roughly around 20 catches. I'm not saying this dude's a burner. He's more of a big play guy in the mode of a Michael Gallup, right? 6'3", 215 pounds-ish. Can go up and get the rock. And I think he benefits from a Darren Waller getting all the attention. But Make no mistake about it. Brian Edwards is a guy you got to kind of pay attention to from time to time because he can bust off a big play on you and could affect the game. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much the breakdown from my view, Skywalker, Sky Optics, right? From my view of what I saw from the Raiders over the course of the season statistically and the Bengals game, y'all. All right? Let's get into the chat, see what y'all saying here. Wayne says, so why would we waver on how we play Kelsey or Pitts with Waller? Shouldn't treat him any differently. Different offenses, different quarterbacks, different schemes. I don't know that they did anything special against any of those guys. I think they attacked Pitts with everybody. In regards to Kelsey, it looks like they had J-Rock, right, as my guy Koya would say. J-Ron Curse played a lot of snaps against him. I think that's who I would, from time to time, I would definitely keep mixing it up, but J-Ron Curse has that physical ability. I'm not comfortable letting Darren Waller off the line of scrimmage freely throughout this game. And here's why. I saw Derek Carr go to him very fast, and he gets open. Again, different schemes, though, right? The Bengals played a lot of two-eye, so they gave you that space. They backed off on Waller and said, we'll let you catch it. But I think it backfired. He had a lot of big plays on him. It didn't affect him in the red zone, but Darren Waller was eating. So I would get physical with him. Again, not a burner. He's not a burner, so get physical with him and just make him have to deal with contested catches. And J-Ron Curse can do that. J-Ron Curse can do that. What else you guys got to say here in the chat before I get to your 409? Below says, running the ball is the Raiders' best chance to win. The boys have to be ready. Yeah, I agree. I actually like our secondary against their passing defense or their passing offense. And I like Micah Parsons and the blitz concepts that Dan Quinn runs and the pass rush against their line if Micah Parsons is rushing the passer. But if you want to beat the Cowboys, I think coming off of this game against the Chiefs, who's going to be upset, who's going to be pissed, going to be coming out there flying, running around, they got to get Josh Jacobs involved and Kenyon Drake involved. I'm just telling y'all what I see on the tape. I'm telling y'all what I see statistically. They don't like to run the ball. I mean, we can go look at the stats throughout the year. They just, for whatever reason, y'all, they don't run the ball that well at all. They have one game over 120 rushing yards and only 3 total games this year with over 100 rushing yards. And you got games of 52 yards, 48, 71, 50, 72, 52. They just don't run the rock. So their best bet, I agree with you below, is to run the rock at the Dallas Cowboys. So they got to be prepared for that. Stop the run first. Make them one-dimensional like most teams try to do in the league. And I think that we have the better chance. AJ says, at the beginning of the season, our secondary was our biggest concern. Right now, besides Micah, our linebacker and D-line is our biggest concern. Isn't that crazy? That's very wild. I came into the season, and most people came into the season like, man, I love the depth at linebacker, right? Love the depth. You got 5 guys you think can do something, and all of a sudden, Jalen Smith doesn't look, he's Jalen Smith of the last year or two. LVE doesn't look so hot. Jabril Cox gets hurt. Micah has to come down due to the injuries up front, and now Keanu Neal has just been underwhelming. So now your linebacking group is suspect, to say the least. So it sucks there's no Jabril Cox, but you got to make do with what you got, man. You got to make do with what you got. 409, what you got for us?
Hey, man. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the family. Yo, listen, now ain't no beard over here, bro. This ain't law. I don't got the beard.
Nah, man, but you guys deliver great content, though.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
But it ain't about the looks, man. It's just about your go-to content creators. But no, man, I listening to you just talk kind of spot on to what I was going to talk about. Not really scared of the Raiders running. I ain't gonna say scared, but want to try to exploit that.
Yeah.
They're ranked bottom as far as run defense. They're much better at putting pressure on the quarterback than actually getting interceptions. They're tops. They're not exactly tops, but they get a little pressure. But I mean, I'm kind of with you with them running the ball. I mean, they don't really utilize their running backs at all. And looking at Carr's stat lines, he's constantly throwing 250 or whatever, but that could create more opportunities for your opportunistic secondary. So I think we just get a couple of those opportunities. Waller also, what he doesn't have is the Chiefs' offensive line as well as the quarterback. Right. So, I mean, I think with the Raiders offensive line, I think I was looking at PFF, they're ranked like the number 26 offensive line. They got that Leatherwood from Alabama.
He's struggling.
They had to move him into right guard because he was playing very underwhelming at right tackle. So, outside of their left tackle, they said everybody else is just bad. I mean, it's not good for them. So I think if we can take advantage of that offensive line, as we know, everything starts in the trenches.
Yep.
So if we can exploit their offensive line, you won't have to really worry about a running game just due to the fact that, I mean, it's a lot of close games they've been in too. I was looking at some box scores. It's not because, they're playing the Giants and, their stat line for running was underwhelming, and the whole time they're in a ball game with them. So just kind of looking at these 3 past losses. Of course, they lost to the Chiefs and the Bengals, but come on, man, they lost to the Giants. And we all kind of know how that works. You can lose to, like with the Eagles, right? We beat the crap out of them. We lose to the Broncos, and then the Eagles backdoor and beat the Broncos. So the NFL is weird at times. It kind of can snowball for you. You make one bad mistake, and ultimately the whole pillar can kind of fall down, right?
Sure.
And so certain things, not really concerned about their passing too much, just because I say that can be inflated due to the fact that, Gruden was more of a kind of a throwing kind of guy anyways. And I think they're just kind of set in those they're set in their habits. They're trying to win the way they kind of schemed all off season. And it's probably tempting to go to the run, but they figure they have a better chance with passing. And, we say it all the time. There's a lot of times people banged on the table for the Cowboys to run with Zeke. But when you have offensive line issues, that's easier said than done.
Sure. Yeah.
So
I think with the Cowboys, it's more about running efficiently than just running. A lot of the times that goalpost gets pushed back. It's one of those things where they like to use a stat. Well, when the Cowboys run for 125 yards, blah, 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 but then they ignore the games where they do, when they rush for 20 times or whatever and they do nothing with it, they don't bring that up. It's more about being efficient on the ground. And the Raiders are not efficient and they don't even run it a lot. So if they tee off on you, brother, that's a concern, a major concern, because this offense shouldn't do that to you.
So we're not looking at a team like the Colts where they can come in and just dominate, take advantage of your D-line and linebacker situation. I think our secondary is good. And I mean, it's not like they have just a world-beating offensive attack. Of course, they have matchup problems, Waller being the biggest thing. But I think if your D-line can play to what it's been pretty much playing to, and I know a lot of that is due to the fact that a lot of teams start throwing, but I think some of that momentum has to be coming, and just pride. Those guys will be pretty steady against the underwhelming running attack. I think our pass rush could do enough to just generate, any turnovers. I mean, the Raiders only got like 4 picks on the year.
No.
So
you mean the other side? You mean the Raiders defense?
No. Well, I'm kind of.
Or you mean Derek Carr? Yeah, Derek Carr he's thrown a lot of picks.
No, yeah, the defense. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
No, the Raiders defense has only come up with 4 picks, and they're really underwhelming as far as a team that can get you to turn the ball over.
Sure, but let me give them respect though on the defensive side. Their calling card is their pass defense, meaning Max Crosby, Yannick Ngakoue, and there's hold on, and their set. See, I think you're sleeping on Casey Hayward, bro. Casey Hayward is playing like a top 5 cornerback in this league right now, and Trayvon Moorick is one of the better young free safeties playing in the game right now. Their their defense set of secondary is not a bad defense. It's not, bro. That game last week against the Bengals was 16-13. A bunch of field goals being kicked with 5 minutes left in the game, and then they scored a touchdown on the ground with his name, the cat from Oklahoma. I can't remember his name. Their running back, Mixon. So don't.
No, and I mean, my biggest worry is the fact that we don't have our premier wide receivers versus what they can do.
So there you go, right? So you don't got your weapons, and they have a solid passing defense. You better be efficient, because if you're not efficient, Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue can tee off. And I'm telling y'all right now, just be prepared for it. Be prepared for it. Max Crosby is going to beat La'el Collins or whoever the hell was over there at right tackle.
I respect their names on, I respect the names on their Ngakoue, and not sleeping on him, man. But there's a reason Ngakoue has been kind of passed around, right? And he's not, and that's the biggest thing, And it's like right now you kind of pillar between real good guys and just great guys, and sometimes I feel like, it's not to not respect them, but it's to also understand where you can exploit certain matchup problems. You know what I mean?
You got to run on them. You have to get run. You got to get the run game back going this week, and I think with Tyron Smith back, that will help it tremendously. But you got to get the run game going when you have pass rushers of this caliber, because now, just like in the Chargers game, you can neutralize them by running at them or keeping them on their heels.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're dropping back 46 times and you're running it 16 times against these pass rushers, I think that's going to be a problem.
We definitely can't play that way. And honestly, I don't think, we don't play that way when we were firing kind of on the all cylinders.
Final thoughts, bro. Final thoughts real quick. I got to get some more callers.
All right, man. Well, y'all just have a good morning, man. We can go all day, Scott.
Yeah, we can.
Man, good talking to you, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you and the family, man.
You too, sir. You too, sir.
Thank you, man. Real good call there, a lot. And my bad, because I talk to y'all like we talking and we chilling, and I got to remember, wait, I got other people on the phone line we got to talk to and chill. And one of those guys is my guy, Reek. What's up, Reek?
Yo, what up, Scott?
What's good with you, man?
Yo, what up, Scott? Cooler, man. What's up, Cowboy Nation? Happy Thanksgiving and all that.
Happy
stuff,
Thanksgiving, man, to you and the fam. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too, man. My thing is, get them likes up and all that good stuff. Yeah, my thing is like this, man.
How you feeling about
I don't want to get out physical this game. On both sides of the ball. And what are we, 2-1 in their division? Going against their division?
Yeah.
Right now? Could we beat the Chargers?
Beat the Chargers.
My whole thing is like this. Yeah, we lost to
Denver,
the Broncos
KC,
and the Chiefs.
Yes.
My whole thing is like this. I think with us, I think me personally, I'm gonna be watching obviously the offensive line in that right side of the offensive line. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stand on that hill alone, but that's just me. My thing is like this, man. Protect Dak. Let's open up some of these running lanes and let's go. That's my thing. Let's out physical this team.
I think you will see the offensive line play a much better game this week due to, one, Tyron Smith is back. Two, you're at home. And I think a lot, and they won't say it. Zach Martin came out and said, we're not going to make excuses, yada, yada. But clearly the noise was a problem for them with communication-wise. And when you got two inexperienced guys playing on the side that, we're talking about Terrence Steele and Connor McGovern, that was going to affect you. No matter what, that was going to affect you. And it was clear as day. There was a play where Terrence Steele didn't move, and then La'el Collins looked back, and when he turned back around, they snapped the ball. The communication was just so off. It was ridiculous. I don't see the noise being a factor at home, so I think they'll play better communication-wise. So now it's going to come down to winning your matchups. And I'm telling you right now, get ready for it, bro. Max Crosby, he's going to beat whoever the hell he's lined up over at least once or twice. That's just going to happen. The dude is playing like the best pass rusher in the league right now. Sacks-wise, he's not getting the 13 sacks, but he's a problem, man. Max Crosby is a problem, And I'm going to call it right now. He's going to get one, I think, on Lyle Collins. I'm just going to call it. Hopefully it's a regular sack and not a sack fumble.
Yeah, and that's my thing is like, because it's like, I remember when we played, so basically he's not better than Bosa in that division.
No, but you're going to have to treat him like you did Bosa. Remember in that Bosa game, there was quick stuff going that way. You ran at Bosa. Sometimes you saw Zach Martin coming over and helping. You're going to have to do things similar to that, in my opinion. I don't care who your right tackle is, because your right tackle is not Tyron Smith. So you're going to have to give that kind of attention to Max Crosby, in my opinion. And that's why I say running the ball is going to be of importance this week, because you don't want Yannick Ngakoue. Let's not disrespect him, too. Yannick is going to give Tyron some fits.
Yeah.
But
they gonna stand up. They gonna stand up for us, on us, and that's a Thanksgiving game. And that's the Cowboys.
Yeah,
they would like nothing more than to beat us in our stadium on Thanksgiving and ruin everybody's turkey day. My whole thing is like this: we need to be physical on both sides of the ball. Our defense, they doing their job. My whole thing with the defense, yeah, it is Neil and it is LVE. They I don't know, man. We just need. My whole thing is like this: what if the coaches don't see that LVE is missing tackles, getting blown up when they running the ball at him? Why are we not trying people like why Gifford and them not getting off the bench?
Well, Gifford,
you know what I mean?
Gifford came in. He came in. You remember the play, the taunting play was on Gifford. You know,
but they keep putting Gifford in on the goal line, though. I've been seeing Gifford in the game, but every time that he's got in, it's always been on the goal line, on our goal line. And I'm like, damn, man, isn't the dude good in space? Isn't he good with covering people? You know what I'm saying?
We don't know. I don't know if he's good in covering people. He hasn't played enough for me to do that, but like you, I'm intrigued and I want to know. Like, I'm a Gifford fan, so I want to see. Can we see what Gifford got? But no matter what, right now you are stuck with what you have at linebacker. As much as I want to see Gifford, I don't think Gifford's going to come in and play at this great level, right? Like I think Gifford's going to come in and be a replacement level player. It's more of a in spite thing. Like I feel like if Gifford comes in, he's not going to be this ultra productive dude. You just don't want him to be a liability. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying, because Van Der Esch is a liability. I'm just for what I see, he's too up and down for me. You know what I mean? Then at the same time too, he's not an impact player. Like, you know what I mean? I understand his first year he was good. He was pretty good.
Yeah, we don't got to go down to Van Der Esch timeline, but we know. Listen, you stuck with what you got right now, man. That's the problem. You know, Cox goes down.
I hear you.
You know, Jalen Smith is not good, and Mike has to play edge. You literally only have 3 linebackers. Like that's all you got right now, if I'm not mistaken, right? Oh, Francis Bernard is the other dude. Francis Bernard.
Yeah, but I said Bernard there too. So, but you know, that's my thing though. It's like if this dude keep missing tackles and stuff out here like that,
they all missing them though. What do you want to do? You want Keanu Neal? Here's the thing. Bro.
Yeah, I watched him too.
Rick, I'm with you. LVE's been an issue. Gifford's missing tackles. LVE's missing tackle. Keanu Neal's missing tackle. Like unfortunately, we can't bench them all and just play with secondary guys. So while we could keep complaining and going on soliloquies about the linebacker position, it is what it is right now, and it can't be addressed, unfortunately, until after the season. Until here's a caveat, or until Randy Gregory and D-Law gets back. Now you put Micah back at linebacker, and let's boogie.
I can dig it, man. I can dig it, man.
We stuck, man.
We are stuck with him, but you know what I'm saying? I can get tired of people talking about, oh, yeah, he good. Man, no, the hell he ain't. Shit, I know what I see, and that's just what I see, man. That's just me.
No,
but other than that, the defense, they held it down. They held it down last week. Even in that loss, they held it down. You know what I mean? Holding a team like Kansas City under 20 points, that's something to be, you know what I mean, to be like, okay, our defense, they did their job. It was just the offense, you know what I mean? They wasn't doing what they were supposed to do, and I can understand that, you know. My whole thing is like this, man. Let's be physical. Let's go in here and try to steamroll these dudes, you know what I mean? And, you know, that's just where I'm at with it, you know. I really got no more to say.
All right, man. Hey, listen, happy Thanksgiving to you and the family, good brother.
You too, man.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Yeah, we stuck, man. We stuck at the position. I come on here every week and talk about Micah Parsons at defensive end. We're in trouble at linebacker. That's just the way it goes due to the injuries and due to the underwhelming performances of the guys that we have. There's really not much you can do at this point. The trade deadline is passed. I'm such a Gifford fan. I'm not saying Gifford's going to come here and be great. It's just more of a personal thing. I want to see what he could do. The opportunities that he's come in, there's been a couple of them. He hasn't, I guarantee you, if he makes that play on Clyde Hiller-Edwards, if that's how you say his name, on the red zone, now they might say, let's throw him back out there again and see. But he bit and couldn't run him down. It happens. You got to take advantage of the opportunities when they're given to you. And so far, Gifford hasn't. But again, listen, as much as I like him, I'm not going to sit here and act like him coming in the game is going to change the linebacker core drastically. He ain't that dude. If he was that dude, he'd be playing. Trust me. Old head, man. Happy Thanksgiving, brother. How are you doing, sir?
Gobble, gobble, young man. How are you today?
I'm good. You got the family and the grandkids over this holiday?
Oh, man. Hey, man, you took the words right out of my mouth. We're going to have everybody under one roof tomorrow for the first time. 7 grandkids, but wow. the baby just had her first birthday. So that's mainly she's the ticket. She's drawing everybody else in, and 7 grandkids plus one that's kind of a guardian type situation. That's kind of my favorite, and we're happy to have her too.
Can I ask you a question, old head? As a grandparent, do y'all have favorites? I'm not a grandparent, obviously, but do y'all got favorites? Like y'all really show favoritism?
Well, it's unfair to ask that right now because we got one. The baby has just turned a year old, and she's got that Hollywood quality that anytime she meets somebody, she knows how to smile and she brightens up.
Okay.
And so she's going to be the favorite for a while.
Got you.
Getting down to favorites, I don't think any of them are listening today, so I can get away with saying the one I just mentioned that's technically a cousin but is in my daughter's house kind of as a guardian situation. She's kind of my favorite because she's funny and she likes drama, and I don't mean causing drama. I mean we're both kind of theater people and stuff like that. And I appreciate you bringing that up because I know you got other people to go to, and I just wanted to call and say happy Thanksgiving. We got turkeys, those 2 turkeys being smoked, and we got hams fixing to go out. And like I said, tomorrow's a big day. But the thing that my research, which that and a quarter will buy you a cup of coffee. The Oakland. Here I go.
I'm saying the same thing all week, Oakland. But go ahead.
Bisaccia. I've done a little research because I mistook him for somebody that used to be on the Cowboys staff.
No, he was.
I was thinking he used to be. Well, somebody told me he was something else, and I mistook. I thought he was with the Cowboys.
He was. He was our special teams coordinator for a little bit.
That's what I thought, and somebody told me I was wrong. So anyway, I'm glad I got that. But I was also told he was with Seattle at one time, but I don't know. Anyway, this guy has got a history, and everybody that's ever played under him said that this is one of the guys that if you picked a coach that did more for you personally, that cared more about you and did more for you and always took the time to leave a little note in your locker or whatever to say, to encourage. This guy is the encourager they want to remember and they want to all be like. And that's what I'm saying. He's got something. I think this is something he's got to prove. I think he wants to. I hate to use a gross term like hanging our scalp on his lodge pole, but I think they would all love to chalk one up against the Cowboys, and that's what we have to be aware of. Is it's not an individual thing tomorrow. It's the backs. Shut up, dog. She decided she wants to be on the radio too. Our backups all have to play like starters tomorrow because we don't. It's getting to the point where. Just a minute. I'm gonna kill a dog. Get in the house. Shut up. We have to they've all got to come together as a team, and this is not a Micah thing, and it's not a D-Law thing or whatever. We've gotten to the point where we've got to pull together as a team, and we've got 7 games left.
Sure.
And they have got to make everyone count. They can't take anybody for granted, whether it's the Saints, the Cardinals, or any of the NFC East. Whichever one of those guys could physically beat us on any given day if we don't play up to our standards.
Absolutely.
If we play up to our standards, we can sweep the rest of the season and wind up 14-3. But if we lay it down, then we're in trouble. So it's strictly, it's up to us what we do tomorrow. And I think that these guys have shown that they can do it, but it's just a matter of protecting Dak and getting the people out. I had heard a rumor that Zeke's knee problems were a little more in depth, a little more serious than what they're letting on. Somebody told me he played full speed yesterday.
Yes, he practiced in full yesterday, but as he's been saying for the last 3 or 4 weeks, this is a knee injury that's not going to go away. He's been dealing with it all year.
Somebody told me this morning that Jerry hinted that we might be looking at another one of those microfracture deals.
He said that
sneak in and that don't really show up until you get really down deep with a CT scan or whatever. And I don't know. I'm not a doctor, not even gonna play like I'm one, but I'd heard that they were looking at a third running back to bring in behind Clements and TP. So
let me address all that.
I don't know. We can just keep our fingers crossed, say our prayers, have a good Turkey Day tomorrow, and say, go Cowboys. Because and also I hope my buddy Tony out in Tampa is not on the road tomorrow, that he's got a chance to get off the road and park his truck and have a good day with his family, and I hope you do too. And I will. If I don't talk to you between now and then, I'll try to yell at you Friday.
Thanks, O'Hare. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the family, man.
Take care, bud. You too. God bless.
Y'all killing over here about this dog. He said Peter about to be sending me an email shortly. Peter gonna be canceling Sky. Crucial to animals in my Friday voice. Tamara said, "Hey, I'm a dog mom, so I understand. I'm not a dog dad. Michelle loves cats. I can't stand cats, man. I'm sorry for all y'all cat lovers out there, man. But they evil, they sneaky. I'm not a cat guy. I grew up a dog person, not per se. My folks love, and we had so many pets growing up. But Special K said, tell old head to let Kobe out. I'm gonna get to some of the things he said real quick. Special K also said, watch when we put Micah back at linebacker. It's going to fix all of our linebacker problems, and all of a sudden the linebackers will look great again. I'll say this, Micah will look great there. But even when Micah was at linebacker, I think LVE played better, but LVE was still LVE. I know how I feel about that situation. I'm rooting for him. I hope he plays great, but I think he doesn't fit here. Keanu Neal's been underwhelming at linebacker. I think playing full-time down there has taken away some of his instinct ability. Obviously, no Jabril Cox, and then there's obviously no number 9 here anymore. So it's just the linebacker group is what it is. It's an underwhelming group. When Micah's not there, when it's there, Micah kind of solidifies it. He's a special dude. What a special player. Below said cats suck. Scotty said, I have 2 cats and they stay scheming on you. I'm telling you. Cats they sneaky, man. I would tell y'all some stories. Maybe one of these days when I do the membership thing. I got a weird cat story from back in my uncle's house. But so old head talked about Rick Bisaccia and essentially saying, since he used to play or coach in Dallas, he's going to be up, try to get up for this game. That's a valid point. Same thing with Rob Marinelli. I think both of those guys are going to try to get them up for this game. And I'm glad he brought up Rick Bisaccia, because one of the things I wanted to talk about with the very first caller or second caller was, no one's talking about this, but I think the Cowboys have an overwhelming advantage coaching wise. Overwhelming. I do. I think Dan Quinn, Kellen Moore, and Mike McCarthy should be able to outcoach a Rick Bisaccia. Rick Bisaccia, if you guys don't know, is the interim head coach. He's auditioning to be a head coach, and if you go look at when he became the head coach, he immediately, to me, seemed like he's in over his head. Even though they won like 2-1 in his first 3 games, but you can just kind of listen to him and kind of feel like, man, this is a lot for him. So I think Thanksgiving, his first Thanksgiving game coaching on a short week, I think the Cowboys should be able to outcoach this team. I just do. I think they should. Rob Marinelli knows some things, but man. I didn't get into the running back thing that I put on Twitter, but yes, I talked about it. We talked about it yesterday. I think this should be a heavy Tony Pollard game due to Zeke's injury. I think Zeke at some point probably needs to sit down and rest for a couple weeks. But in order to do that, I would go out and get a running back. Lo and behold, Philip Lindsay was cut yesterday by the Texans, y'all. And I meant to bring this up in the roundup. Yes, I would be interested. I would look into that. Go look at his tape and see, is he moving well? Is he healthy? Is he fine? Because he's been playing. I would definitely look into that. Someone had asked me on Twitter, well, what about Corey Clement? Could he take over those reps? I'm like, yeah. He hasn't really been a tote the ball running back since 2018, and even then he had like 60 carries. He's more of a special teams guy, a throw the ball out the backfield guy. He's not someone I kind of lean on. Philip Lindsay has over 500. That might be too much. Maybe over 300 or 400 carries out in his career, over 1,000 yards. He was a Pro Bowler at once. He's a better running back than Corey Clement. So I would be interested in doing that because just in case you got to sit Zeke, you have a 1-2 punch you can feel comfortable going with. I don't know how comfortable I'd be with Tony Pollard and Corey Clement. I love Tony Pollard, but I don't like that 1-2 punch. I'd be interested in Lindsey. That's all I'm trying to get at. G said LVE just be there. We're gonna get to Chase from Arkansas then 732. Chase from Arkansas, what's up?
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the fam.
Happy Thanksgiving. I'm fixing to get on the road, head out to the motherland of Lubbock, Texas.
There we go.
From Arkansas.
Hey, safe travels.
Yep,
man.
it's gonna be. Thanks a lot, man. I work nights, but I stayed awake just so I could give you this phone call. So I was looking at this game similarly as to how we played the Falcons defensively. So I see Darren Waller and Kyle Pitts, not the same exact player, but they use him a lot of the ways they use Kyle Pitts, not necessarily a tight end, but a weapon.
Yep.
And they traveled Trayvon Diggs a lot. One thing I noticed in the Kansas City game, I don't know if it shows in all 22, but I felt like every time Kelsey ended up going out wide, it was Jaron Kearse following him.
Yep, we talked about that. We talked about at the top. Jaron Kearse had primary coverage on Kelsey, and I'm kind of in that same mode, Chase. I think because you're not worried about the speed of Waller or Kelsey, you can match up Kearse because he's physical. I'm kind of feeling that same type of vibe this week.
Yeah, I dig that. And so the way we played Atlanta, I believe so if I'm not mistaken, Micah was mostly in the middle in that game, or mostly playing linebacker. He rushed on occasion, but I feel like most of the time he was off the ball.
He played linebacker in that game, brother.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah, and then last week he was coming off the edge. While I love, hell, man, and everybody loves it when Sticks goes and gets a sack, man. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I wish he looked for the ball after he gets a strip sack, but it is what it is. But I feel that if we can utilize that same kind of defense we did against Atlanta, I mean, they had Kyle Pitts, they had Cordarrelle Patterson, and I feel as far as quarterbacks go, I feel like Derek Carr, Matt Ryan, good with play action. But whenever people get after him, that's when they make their mistakes. I like to see us really try to, even though we're sans Randy Gregory, I feel like Micah can fulfill that role. And as you said earlier in the program, like I said, I just got on with you to try and get on the phone. I didn't listen to the entire beginning, but I like the idea of getting Micah off the edge and trying to create some kind of pass rush, gets Derek Carr off his feet, make him move side to side, make him move laterally. Yeah, Deshaun Jackson still is a deep threat, but I feel if you utilize Anthony Brown and or Casey over the top, I feel really, really good about limiting his ability to stretch the field. And so defensively, I feel
Deshaun
like
Jackson?
if we play our – yeah, I'm sorry, what did I didn't say Henry Ruggs, did I? He's not even on the damn team. But, yeah, just if we bracket Deshaun Jackson, I feel like that usually using our Anthony Brown, bracketing with DeMonte KZ, and, I mean, it's confusing to me the amount of plays I've seen Malik Hooker make down in the box. I thought they'd use him more as kind of a deep safety guy, but it is what it is. Dan Quinn knows what he's doing. Heck, man, I'm a cop. I work at night. He does this for a living. So I trust in this defense. I trust what they did against Kansas City. I just wish our offense was in gear. I know it was loud. I know it was rough. I know you're working without a lot of important pieces. Mm-hmm. But I feel like this can be a hell of a rebound game. I feel confident in the Cowboys. Be excited to be rooting them from the great state of Texas out in Lubbock. And, man, go Cowboys. I'm saying 34-24 Cowboys. And I think CeeDee Lamb has 111, 6 passes, 111 yards. And I'm going to say Tony Pollard gets a jet sweep. And I'm going to say he gets at least a 40-yard run.
I hope, man. I hope Tony Pollard get about 19 touches.
Yeah, I hope he gets a lot of touches too, and I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I think our boy Dorrance Armstrong, I think he gets 1.5 to 2 sacks.
Ooh, I like it, man. I like it. That's a turkey day right there. Hey,
All
appreciate
right,
you,
much
Chase.
respect, man. Love you, and have a wonderful, blessed holiday. God bless, man.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, man. Thank you. Chase said some things there that got me thinking, y'all. Got me thinking. I'm just hearkening back here and thinking about that game. One of the things that in that Chiefs game that was a problem was the first 15. I talk about that a lot. The first 15 is very important. Offenses and quarterbacks and just teams look different in the first 15 offensively because you know what you're doing, right? That you scripted this. This is what you run. Offense coordinators have those first 15 plays ready to go. And the Chiefs did that tremendously. They came out, they were fast, they knew what they wanted to do, and they got on top of Dallas. I think the first 15 for the Cowboys is going to be very important against Oakland, against the Raiders. And I wonder if they decide to mix it up in that first 15 with Micah and being down and standing up just to give them different looks before they go into fully doing what they want to do. Because he talked about the defense playing similar. He's going to treat them as he treated the Falcons, probably because of Darren Waller. It's something that made me just thinking as he was talking there. I'm all for Micah getting after Derek Carr, but that first 15 is where teams don't really care what you do. They're coming out to do what they want to do. So I'm very interested to see how they come out and attack this Raiders offense. Manny said, I don't include Pitts because he's basically a wide receiver. They don't have him blocking. Yes, that's true. We talked about him being out there, but don't sleep on Darren Waller, who plays very similar to Pitts. He's lined up more in the slot and out wide combined than he has in line at tight end. He's more physical than Pitts, though. I'm just saying, though, that's how they utilize Darren Waller. He is their offensive passing offense. That's what he is. 732. We had you on hold for a long time, man. What's up, 732?
Sky, good morning. Brendan C. from Jersey. How you doing today?
Good morning, man, and happy Thanksgiving to you and the family.
Thank you. Yeah, you just touched on the Darren Waller. I think that we all know that the Raiders offense runs through him.
Yes.
I think that this is going to be a real opportunity. If they're going to keep force feeding him, I think that Trayvon Diggs or one of these corners is going to come up with a pick this game. I think it's going to be inevitable just with the way that Derek Carr literally sometimes only focuses on him.
Man.
So I think it's going to be a nice opportunity.
He goes to Darren Waller. If you go back and watch the Bengals game, if in my notes from what I saw, he wouldn't even go through his progressions. If there was any slither of an opportunity to get the ball to Darren Waller, he's going there. He just is, unless it's deliberately, a jet sweep or deliberately a out route or option route to Renfro. He's trying to look for Darren Waller every single time.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I think it's going to be a big opportunity for the corners to just continue their uptrend and really just get a takeaway for this team. And, hopefully they can make that happen. Next thing that I just wanted to point out also, Thanksgiving is supposed to be a time of no stress, hanging with the family, things like that. And the last 2 Thanksgivings, I have been stressed watching us lose to Washington and the Bills. So I really just hope and pray that the Cowboys wake up with a sense of urgency. Everyone knows Thanksgiving and football go hand in hand. Hopefully they wake up with a sense of urgency this week, and we can make a good Thanksgiving, a great Thanksgiving with the Cowboys win.
Yeah, I listen, I'm with you. I'm real with y'all, man. There's 2 things that I'm not a fan of as I get older. 1, primetime games, and 2, playing on Thanksgiving. And here's why. As Cowboys fans, y'all know this. Your entire Thanksgiving appetite can be ruined if you don't eat before that dang game. And my family been through this forever, so they realize that, and they're like, we gonna eat before that game even come on. But there's sometimes, listen, y'all know what some of y'all know what I'm talking about, but there's CP time. There's something called CP time. I'm gonna just leave it at that because I don't know what YouTube is gonna do. But there's CP time, and sometimes that overlaps into the game, and I get the plate, I sit down, and all of a sudden, Josh Allen scores a touchdown, or RG3 is running all over the Cowboys, and it's just like, man, are we about to do this to my appetite? So, yeah, I'm with you, man.
Yeah, for real. So, again, I just hope they wake up with a sense of urgency and really just turn it on and give Cowboys Nation that win. And last thing I wanted to mention was that Micah Parsons, man, this guy is unreal. I know we talk about it you guys talk about it every day, every week, whatever. But this guy, he's not sitting at the kids' table this year. He is sitting at the grown folks' table because if any, he's probably the head of the grown folks' table, to be honest.
Nice.
And the way that he's playing, he's no longer in the conversation. I think he has defensive rookie of the year on lock, and now he's got to be in the conversation for defensive player of the year. The way that his versatility, his athleticism, everything, he's everything is advertised and then some. So that's how I'm feeling about Micah this year at his Thanksgiving table, not at the kids' table, at the grown folks' table.
Micah said, I'm hoping somebody gets like 3 picks or 3 sacks or something like that so they can do the turkey dance. And I'm hoping by the end of that game, the old John Madden where they eat the turkey and stuff like that, I'm hoping it's the Cowboys eating the turkey, man.
Same here, man. And that's all I have. And, again, thank you always for just being a great host and giving Cowboys Nation just an opportunity to voice their opinions and pretty much being our therapist at times, too. So, for everything, happy Thanksgiving. You and the family as always. Thank you guys.
Thanks, man. Have a happy Thanksgiving with you and the fam and a safe holiday. That's true, man. This is like therapy. I think Law says it a lot. This is definitely like therapy. Frost said it the other day on Monday, I think it was, when we had our family meeting, right? We had to have our family meeting. I wasn't letting Eastside up in here in our family meeting. And, we got to vent and get it off our chest. And that's what I try to do here, man. That's what I try to do. CJ said, if we win on Thursday, are we going to have leftovers on Friday? So Friday, I'm going to just tell y'all right now, Friday's show, and tomorrow, obviously, we're going to do the pregame show and things like that on Thanksgiving, so there will be no morning show. But on Friday, I believe it's going to be a very quick show. I don't even know if I'll open the lines. I may not. I don't know. But it's just going to be a quick recap, and we're going to move forward because we're still in the holiday mode here. So I don't want to hold y'all up, and I want to hold myself up. But just letting y'all know that Friday would not be a very typical show. Oh, my bad, 510. You came in like perfect timing. I got to get 513. 513, what it is, what it do?
Look at this. You email it to my...
Hey, what's up, Sky?
What's going on?
This is Mark Smith, man. Mark Smith, man. I've been in the chat a lot. I ain't never got a chance to talk to you, but I'm talking to you now.
I was about to say, I don't remember you calling in, though. What's up, Mark?
Yeah, I'm cooling, man. Just getting prepared to jump on the flight to head to Dallas. Me and my lady, man, we going to be at the game. But I'm definitely going to stop through and holler at you and Jesse, so be on the lookout for me.
Got you.
I just think this should be an easy game, man. I watched the game last week. The Bengals ran the ball pretty successfully against them, so I think we should be able to do the same thing. The main thing is we got to jump out early. As long as we get a big lead, Derek Carr's not a good quarterback as far as coming back, So if we can jump out ahead of them,
get
a little comfortable, and let the defense just fly around, hit,
stick and talk shit. You know what I'm saying? We'll be all right. Yeah, that's what we gonna do, man. So long as we jump out early, I think it should be fairly easy the rest of the way. And I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to all the Cowboys Nation, you and your fam, and everybody out there. Let's stay together, Cowboys Nation. Don't get down on all the past games we had and we look bad against. And you got to look, we didn't have all our guns out there. So we kind of playing with the C team, but our C team should be good enough to beat their best. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, just keep our heads up, man. You know, it might be a slow start, but we finish fast. So I got all the faith in the world that we're going to get this victory.
I'm with you. As my guy Freight Train says, it ain't about how you start, it's about how you finish.
How you finish, man. As long as we finish strong, we going to be good.
Facts.
That's all I got, man. Like I said, I ain't going to hold you up. I want you to get the rest of the callers in, man. But I just say I'll be looking forward to seeing you and Jesse over at Cowboys Live, man.
Indeed, man. Appreciate you, man. And have a very happy Thanksgiving and a safe holiday, good brother.
Hey, I'll be there, so you'll see me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're going to be over here with us. You're going to the game?
I'll be in the building, man.
Are you
we're going to go to the game, man. But we're going to stop over there before we go to the game.
Okay.
So I'll be there and chill with the pregame with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll be there early. We usually go about an hour before, so if you can't catch us as we're on live, just get with me beforehand, man.
Yeah, I'll be there. And then after the game, I'll definitely come back through as well. So, yeah, we're going to definitely chop it up, man.
Sure.
Would you have any of those shirts available?
Online, I don't have any, we don't have any, on us, but you have to get it on A to Z Sports, A to Z Sports.com/Dallas, or just A to Z Sports.com. I think they have an apparel section. We're still trying to add to that.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right. Appreciate
man,
you, Mark.
That's all I wanted to say, man. Like I said, I'll see you tomorrow, man.
Indeed.
Hey, bless up, everybody.
Hey, safe travels, brother. Yeah, I hope the Cowboys don't start slow because that's what the Raiders are notoriously known for. They've been starting slow a lot this year. Again, going into last week, they were outscored in the first quarter by 31 points. And the Cowboys, again, were, I believe, a top 5 or top 10 team in points scored in the first quarter. And the Raiders are towards the bottom of the league. When the Cowboys do start slow, we've seen issues. We've seen it in Denver. We've seen it in KC. And I believe we even saw it against the Patriots. I think they started off pretty slow there. So if the Cowboys can get out on the Raiders, like he said, I feel very confident moving forward in that game because they're not going to run the rock. And we know if you want to really get at this Cowboys all defense, you got to stay balanced because if you get into pass mode, they're just going to sick Micah on you. And I know one man can't do everything, although Micah is kind of disproving that. But, bruh, if you get into pass mode against Micah Parsons, I mean, good luck. That's what I'm saying. Good luck, because he's a hungry lion, and he's literally eating every time he's rushing the pass. But make no mistake about it, though. The Cowboys cannot go into this game, and I don't think they will, and I don't think they did it against the Chiefs. I just think the Chiefs were a good team. It was a bad game. Cannot go into this game thinking like, oh, well, it's the Raiders. They lost 3 in a row. That if you're thinking that should be out your head since the Denver game. Should be out your head. Every game, anybody can lose, and we've seen that this year. Should be going to this game thinking, 0-0, we got to get this victory, period, by hook or crook. I did not know that, Special K. The Cowboys have not won a Thanksgiving game in about 4 years. Jeez. Yeah. Hey, Los. Send us out, Los. What's up, man?
What up, Sky? God bless. How's your morning?
It's
ready
good,
for
brother.
The Thanksgiving game tomorrow. Hey, 4 years in a row we lost, so make it 1 year. 1 year we're gonna win. Next game. Here's my 3 takeaways for tomorrow's game. I'll make it quick and then I'll send you out, man. Like you said, we gotta start off fast.
Yeah.
How we did with Atlanta. Raiders are known to start slow, like you said. So I think 14 or 17 in the first half is what I'm looking for. If we can establish like at least a 17 or 14-point game in the first half, I think we should be fine. Because the other caller hit it on the head. Derek Carr hasn't been known for, playing from behind. Number 2 is keeping Dak clean and establishing that run. We got to let Zeke feast and Pollard. Yes, Zeke has been banged up lately, so expect a little bit more Pollard.
I hope it's more Pollard. I hope it's more Pollard, Los, but they acting like Zeke's knee is made of whatever is in Wolverine, and he just keep running him out there and making him the feature back. At some point they got to realize, I'm just being real, Los. He ain't the Zeke he was the first 5 weeks of the season, and it's probably because that knee is banged up. And that's not a knock on Zeke, but when you're playing like you're, hobbled, you're not going to have that same quickness and twitch. So get Tony Pollard the ball more, period.
Exactly. And that's what I was noticing since last week. I was like, why are we giving Zeke, let Pollard eat. Let him eat. He knows how to run, man. He knows how to put some yak. You give him some space, he'll make a good run. So that's, just establishing the run to set up that play action and keeping that clean. We do not need Dak to be throwing over 45.
Yeah, this is the game. This is a game where, last week, maybe we underestimated because of statistically those guys hadn't been really successful at getting to the quarterback. Even though we tried, I came in, I said, hey, Frank Clark hasn't been that guy, but he's still Frank Clark. And then Chris Jones, he just went berserk. But this team, there is no underestimating their pass rush. They absolutely have one of the better pass rushes in the league. Yannick Ngakoue and Max Crosby are certified beasts. So when you come into this game, you should be coming to this game trying to neutralize that pass rush, and to neutralize it, you have to get the run game going. So
exactly.
By hook or crook, you have to get this thing rolling. And with Tyron Smith back, I think that will help a little bit.
And my last point is with the defense. I think for us to win this game is to hold them under 24. That's what I'm looking at. And for Micah Parsons, I don't know how they're going to use him. But for me, if I was in this game, I would put him at linebacker and keep that, just the play action. How would I say it? Not let them take us over the head, over the middle all the time. Because I think what Raiders are going to attack us is with the slant, quick, play action passes, and I just want Micah to clean that up.
It's a good
I do
observation.
want him to come off the edge. Don't get me wrong, especially in this game. But I think more in this game, he's going to be more important in the linebacker, keeping everything in front of us. No big plays, basically.
Yeah, it's a good observation when you talked about the middle. I was talking about this on Twitter. In regards to Renfro, and then you got Waller, obviously, they're going to attack the middle of this field tomorrow, guys, especially with Waller. And I'm not talking about, we're going to have Waller run 5 yards, turn around. No, they are looking to get the ball to Waller deep middle, intermediate middle, and that's just their game plan with him. So I hear you. It's one of these games where I'm torn again because I want Micah to get after Derek Carr because I think their offense, similar to the Atlanta Falcons offense, they're a predominantly pass team that doesn't really like to run. Whereas last week with the Chiefs, sure, they're not a team that's a running team, but they will run the ball just to keep you honest. I don't feel like that's the case with the other two teams sandwiching between them, Atlanta and Oakland. I feel like Oakland and Atlanta literally can't run the ball, don't want to run the ball, so they throw it. But if for whatever reason they come into this game saying, I like Josh Jacobs, I like Kenyon Drake against their run defense, then guess what? Micah Parsons is going to be needed at that linebacker spot. So it's a tricky game if they come in with the thought process of let's run the ball down their throats and figure the rest out.
Exactly. And I think that's it, Sky. I mean, I'm very excited for this game. I think we have it in the bag. I'm not trying to, jump ahead. And in the NFL, anyone can lose or win every week. That's why we take these wins, never take them for granted. But all Cowboys Nations, enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner. Enjoy the cornbread, mashed potatoes, corn, everything, man.
Yeah.
Have a good Thanksgiving, everybody. You God bless, guys.
Thank you, Los. I appreciate you. Have a happy Thanksgiving, man.
You too.
All right, man. I think that's going to do it for the phone lines. Let me hop back into the chat for a little bit here, see what you guys are talking about. Old Head said they don't have a 3X on there or 4X for the four-figure guys. Okay, I'll talk to them about that. Mom Duke's in the building and said, yeah, she used to have the dinner done before pregame. Yeah, I know. Yeah, trust me. There was times, man, desserts ruined because of the Cowboys. I can't stand playing on Thanksgiving. I'm going to be real. I understand. Growing up, it felt like a thing, but as an adult, I'm like, for real, this sucks. I just want to enjoy Thanksgiving, stress-free. I don't want to be stressing out during the game with these Cowboys, man, but hey, we here. It's the Cowboys. Jerry would never give away playing on Thanksgiving. So these boys better get it done tomorrow against the Raiders. I'd be dang if I'm over there at Texas Live post-game show ticked off, man. Thank you, Kai. It's Vibranium from Wakanda. Yeah, they act like Zeke's knee is made of vibranium. If you're going to sit down Tyron Smith because he's dealing with something that needs rest, if you're going to sit down whomever else because why not sit down Zeke, man? You're thinking long haul here. We're thinking long haul. His knee is hurt. It's clearly showing on the field. I don't know, man. I would do it. Flo said they will. So going back to the Cowboys offense, he says they will play us man and tight to line of scrimmage. That seems to be the blueprint, right? Because why wouldn't they? Cooper isn't playing, and they have a better pass rush than Kansas City. That is the blueprint. But remember, this is Gus Bradley, who's the architect. I don't want to architect of a cover 3, but he's the LOB guy, right? He's the guy that likes to play some of that zone, but even in the zone, they did a lot of pressing and physicalness at the line of scrimmage. Now they don't have those kind of corners, those big physical guys, but again, Casey Hayward is not one to be messed with. Casey Hayward Jr. is playing some great ball this year, and I think we're going to have trouble throwing his way without Amari Cooper. You don't have CeeDee Lamb, you're going to have to really run the ball. Even with CeeDee Lamb, you're going to have to run the ball. I don't want to put that energy in the air that this could be something like Denver, but they could literally run that blueprint. I hate to say the word blueprint, but they could run that game plan and say, you know what? Your receivers are hampered. We're going to attack your offensive line. Fortunately, Tyron Smith is back. I think that's going to help tremendously. But Dak is, and Kellen, I hope, understands they're going to have to show some attention to Max Crosby. Don't want Max Crosby or Yannick, but Max Crosby to do with what Chris Jones did to you. You don't want that to happen. Thank you, Joe Funk. I appreciate that. Flo believes they will run nonstop even when it didn't work. Do not be surprised to stick with the run. I 100% believe they will. Did we play? We played the Raiders last year? I mean, I can't think right now when I look at the schedule. I don't recall playing the Raiders last year. Hey, see you, Scotty. Doug says they're going to have some drumsticks. Oh, yeah, Wayne was talking about Azeez Al-Shai, the linebacker from San Fran. Yeah, he's a beast, but I mean, listen, I could say, hey, let's go get TJ Watt. We're not going to get him. So I feel you, man. He's a great linebacker, but they're just not going to trade him. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, Flo. I thought it was, what is it, antimonium or something like that. I didn't vibranium. I thought it was antimonium. Whatever Wolverine is made of, they think that's what Zeke is made of. Mr. Jab says, anybody else going to the game? Yeah, if you're going to the game, swing through, man. Swing through, say what's up to me before y'all go. Let's rock out. Okay, so we did not play them. I didn't think we played them last year. And again, yesterday's price, not today's price. Last year, I'm looking at the games, not the game script, but I'm looking at their team this year. I'm not saying it gets week to week league. I'm not saying it can't be done. All right, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying if you allow this team to run on you, you're in more trouble moving forward than maybe we're thinking. This team shouldn't be allowed to, they should not be able to run all over you. They haven't run all over anybody except for week 3 against the sorry Miami Dolphins. So I'm just saying, that's where I'm at with it, man. This is not a game that the Cowboys should allow them to do it. And if it is, it's a greater concern moving forward. But all right, guys, listen, I'm going to head on up out of here. Make sure tomorrow you guys tune in to the Game Day Live events. And if you don't know what the Game Day Live events are, let me go ahead and remind you real quick.
Where else you want to go? Don't nobody do it like us, bro. Oh my goodness. We beat the brakes off y'all. Whoop that trip.
With that said, Thank y'all for joining me today. Make sure y'all come on back tomorrow. About 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock we'll be live. Game Day Live. Jesse Holly, Skywalker Still. Y'all have a wonderful, safe, and happy Thanksgiving. Safe travels to anybody traveling out there. I appreciate everyone. And once again, happy Thanksgiving. See y'all tomorrow. Peace. Appreciate all the super chats today, everyone calling in. And shout out to my guy, Stevie Mac, the Mod Dog.
I want me some glory.